Recluse is the spellcaster character for Elden Ring Nightreign. Her kit is made specifically for this kind of playstyle, and I'm not talking about her magical calcium cannons. Recluse has an A scaling in FP along with S scalings in both Int and Faith, meaning that you can use either sorceries or incantations while playing this character. Her passive ability, Elemental Defense, allows her to absorb affinity residues from both allies and enemies who have been inflicted with affinity damage. However, it's important to note that it's not for all affinities. The affinities which she can absorb residue for are Magic, Holy, Lightning, and Fire. Regardless of which residue she absorbs, she regains FP, which allows her to cast more spells. This passive ability is the base for her character skill, Magic Cocktail. Once you absorb 3 residues, you can activate your character skill to cast a spell using the residues. There's a whole chart for which residues create which spells, and they're all pretty strong to be honest with you. My favorite is definitely the Frost spell, since not only does it inflict frostbite on nearby enemies, but it also shields you in an ice cube for a few seconds. Some other good options are the Sword Slash, the Fire Breathing, the Auto Parry, and Infinite FP. Obviously, whichever cocktail spell you get depends on the type of affinities you can absorb, so you have to pay attention to the affinities that your teammates are using along with the affinity damage that enemies can do. Her ultimate, Soul Blood Song, marks nearby enemies with a sigil, and damaging those marked enemies restores both HP and FP. It's basically a better version of Iron Eye's character skill, and even that's debatable because you can't break the mark to cause staggers like you can with Iron Eye. Still, it works well for Recluse as well as anyone spamming Ashes of War because of the HP and FP recovery, meaning that you can spam carefree for a short period of time. Overall, Recluse's kit is solid for her playstyle and is still very useful in a team setting. The only problem is that you need to have good RNG to have fun with this character. A Recluse run can either be a lot of fun or absolutely horrendous depending on whether or not you can get good staffs or seals with good spells on them. Unlike other characters, her starting weapon is trash and should be discarded as soon as you get a better staff or seal. It kind of sucks that your entire run depends on RNG, but it is what it is. These are the relics that I use for Recluse. The first one gives me more FP for holding 3 or more staves, as well as every time I open up a Sorcerer's Rise, which is what I should be doing as Recluse. I also get bonus magic attack power. This is literally the perfect relic for any spellcaster build. My second relic is from her Remembrance, and it activates Terra Magica whenever I collect residue. It's basically a blue sigil on the ground that gives me bonus damage when I stand on it. Also, more magic attack power is nice. My third relic is also from her Remembrance, and it affects her ultimate. I suffer blood loss whenever I activate the ultimate, but I get increased attack power and HP in return. Given that every time I hit an enemy marked by my ultimate I get HP back, it's actually a really good deal. Also bonus intelligence to further enhance my sorceries. A typical Recluse run is just hoping my RNG is good. Once I get a staff with good spells, that's it. Now that I've actually played a bit of the spellcaster, I know which spells are actually good. Stars of Ruin, probably one of the best spells in the game, if not the best spell. Any of the full moon spells are good because of how much damage they can do. The Shattered Crystal Blast is basically a shotgun which can do a ton of damage up close. And most of the gravity spells hit hard too. I know that Recluse has an S scaling in Faith and can use incantations just as well as sorceries, but in my opinion, incantations don't feel as powerful as sorceries in this game. I sure hope I'm wrong about that, since the last character I need to make a video on is best used with incantations. As someone who normally doesn't go for a spellcaster build, playing Recluse definitely felt like a breath of fresh air. I'm not saying I enjoyed playing as her, but I am saying that it was a nice change of pace for once. Whether you're a part of the Shadow Wizard Money Gang or have never done a spellcaster build before, Recluse has everything you need to make it work and make it fun. That's going to be it for my Recluse video. Thank you so much for watching. I thought I was going to have a much harder time with this character, to be honest, but my RNG was actually pretty decent for most of my runs. Last up on the list is Revenant. Hopefully I don't run into much trouble when playing as this character, so I can get that video out as soon as possible. I know they announced a hard mode recently for this game, but honestly I think after my Revenant video I'm still getting off Nightreign for a while. Thanks again for watching, and as Irish goodbyes go,